is Gabriel, and my topic is speaking with survival mode versus intentional living. So for a long time, I didn't know I was in survival mode. But once I realized I was in survival mode, what did that look like? How did I become in survival mode? What placed me in that position to where I was only in survival mode? That made me a monster. That made me heartless. And whenever I say monster, I don't mean like a scary monster under the bed, sharp teeth, fangs, and horns. I mean heartless, careless, that didn't have a soul, that felt lost and afraid. How did I become that person? After years and years of thinking of how I became that person, and it had to start with my father. My father was an ex-military infantry soldier, and he used to be a drill sergeant for the infantry. So he raised us like soldiers. Now, a key part of my story of my life is whenever I think about how became in survival mode, right? And I clearly remember a time when he took me away from all my friends, took me away from all the people that I thought were friends, and he wanted me to do better. So he put me in karate classes, put me into orchestra. I learned how to play the violin, the viola, and the cello. I was monetized on my time. I had to do this, I had to do this, I had to do this, I had to go to school. He was always right there with me all the time. He knew everywhere I was at. Kept me right there. Then he got me a dog. Little dog, his name was Tippy. Little Shih Tzu. Shih Tzu was like, Tippy was like my only friend I had. I go to school, bring home my cello, Tippy be right there wagging at the door. You know, for a long time, it was just me and him because I felt lost in my house. So it was just me and my little dog. So I remember one time coming home from school and wanting to go across the street to get some candy. I remember I lived on Circle Drive, so I had to block off the gate so Tippy couldn't get out. Well, one time I blocked it off and Tippy wanted me so bad that he rushed across the street and tried to get me. Tippy got hit by a car. I picked Tippy up with both hands. He wasn't dead, but he was whimpering at me. So I hurry up and grab Tippy and I go to my dad and I say, Dad, help me. Help me with Tippy. We need to take him to the doctor now. Right now. We need to save him. My dad looked at me and he said, we can't save him. There's no saving that dog. So he tells me to follow him and we go to the backyard. He proceeds to hand me a shovel and a box, throws it on the ground, tells me to bury my dog right then and there. Don't come back in, boy, until that's done. At this time, I'm 12 years old. And he wants me to bury my dog, my best friend, alive. And I sat there in the dirt, the ground, on my knees, crying, having to do this because my dad wouldn't let me go back in the house if I didn't proceed to this. I didn't know better. I was 12 years old. It took me some hours, but I did it. Tears, heartbreak, emotion. I didn't know what to do. So survival mode like that pushed me into a different character. It pushed me into a monster to where I didn't want to be home. I grew up in the streets. I grew up with gangs and drugs. I grew up heartless because of things of that nature that my dad pushed me through as a young man. Now, when Tippy died, something shifted and it was grief and it was hurt, but I had to avoid that pain. And I just grew to be this monster, like I told you guys before. After so long and dealing with all the pain and grief and heartache and drugs and prison incarceration, I didn't know that my life was based on survival mode. And no matter what it was, the longest time of my life, it was just all survival mode. don't trust, don't slow down, don't feel. Get through today by any means necessary. That's what it was for the longest time. Until 5, 6 years ago. And the survival mode is gone. So today I can tell you I live with intention, my intentional living, and I live with spirit and truth, right? My spirit has changed. I own a recovery center. I help people that are in homeless, and I help people that are coming out of prison. I help people that are endured with trauma, and we get them going on the right steps to get them jobs, to get them help, to help them get out the streets, to help them get a successful life. Have them come into our facility and just come in and put applications or enjoy coffee or watch a movie and show them that we're there for them and we care for them and be a family for them. So me living intentionally every day is what I do by putting my best foot forward in everything that I do. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be nothing like my father. I don't want, no one should experience the hurt and the pain that I went through, especially my kids, right? But I know everybody has their own story. And I know Susie could go through something, John can go through something, Paul could go through something. But what I do for a living is I help people and show them that I've been there. And my intention is to show them that we could get through it together every day. Survival mode is not as the same as purpose. Intentional living looks different. You feel the grief, you feel the trauma, and you face it. You take responsibility for your actions and you have conversations about those things. You surrender the control to your higher power or God and have the faith that it's going to get you through. So survival mode is loud and dangerous. You can't control it. I just do whatever it takes to make sure survival mode is gone and everything in line aligns with becoming who I want to be and who I was before and who I don't want to be no more. And that's the shift, right? Between survival mode and intentional living. I just put my best foot forward every single day. Thank you guys.